As we know, Biden had come in and he was promising unity and bipartisanship, and it was going to be this wonderful kumbaya moment. But then he realized that he wasn't going to get any cooperation for his $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. And so they kind of scrapped that idea of bipartisanship early on. And they are moving forward by reconciliation, which means you only need a simple majority in the Senate that McConnell and the Republicans cannot filibuster. So that's to the Democrats' great advantage. And they're starting to mark things up in the House. On the House side, the Ways and Means Committee has an enormous chunk of this bill, and they're starting today on a 3-day markup of their portion of it. And then the various other committees are also working this week. Charles Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, has said that he's going to move very quickly. Of course, the impeachment trial is the big kind of wild card. How long is it going to last? And both sides seem to agree that this should not be a lengthy process. They both have incentives to keep it short, certainly shorter than it was a year ago. Democrats want to move on to COVID and Biden's agenda, and Republicans sort of want to close the door and get to a new chapter post Donald Trump. They don't want 2 weeks of cable news showing video of the Capitol attack interspersed with Donald Trump's encouragement of it. So with that in mind, we think that the Senate trial will wrap up this week, and then the Senate can move fairly quickly to the COVID relief bill.
Asking people about policy in a survey is always interesting. You have to kind of understand the language that you may want to use, the nuance, how much information you give people, and that can sort of impact what you see in the results. But all that aside, what I see from this polling is, and from other public polling that's out there around COVID relief, frankly, is that Americans want elected officials to take action on COVID relief. They want checks in the hands of people who need it, full stop. Earlier this week, we at Ipsos partnered with ABC News to also ask about COVID relief and a possible stimulus, and in a slightly different way. Again, when you ask about policy, I think the way that you word it, the framing that you provide people depends on the answers that you're going to get. And what we found is that a plurality support passing the full 1.9 trillion package with just Democrat support, rather than a smaller aid package with bipartisan support. So again, kind of going through all of the channels that are available to President Biden right now, reconciliation being one of them, you start to see that I think what it really boils down to is getting aid to the American people quickly and getting them money that feels tangible and substantial, not just a small dollar figure. Now, not surprisingly, because everything is polarized right now, we see highest support among Democrats. However, there is a not significant number of Republicans, or not insignificant rather, that support this too, just under half. And so what that tells me is, obviously there is a huge partisan gulf here, as there is truly on every issue we're polling on right now. But you do have even a handful of Republicans who agree that it's time to act on COVID relief.